Dude, he's staring in my soul.
Worst part is, I can't even call this man and cuss him out because he's in jail. Yeah, I have to wait for him to call me. This man jumps on the hood of my car.
What the
I'll come back up.
No, literally. Like,
This man's
return
crazy.
him.
Yeah.
Refund him. That's actually wild. If a man jumped on my car, trust me, I'm slamming the shit out of my brakes, and he's gonna go flying, and then I run him over.
His house got raided by the SWAT.
For real.
His house got raided. Finally, we like make up, right? He's like, I wrote this poem for you in jail.
That is so ghetto. You're my beautiful vampire.
Oh,
Mwah.
that's so sweet.
Pookie's here.
Phil,
Pookie's present.
the man of the hour. All right, and we'll see y'all later. All right, I'm filming a behind the scenes for my vlog too. Okay. Oh God, I'm nervous. All right, let's do it. Let's go. All right, we're rolling. Welcome back to Your Friends Podcast. I'm your host, Megan, and I have a very lovely guest. It's been a long time coming, honestly. I've been wanting you on for a long time now. It's my Pookie Bear, Lizzie.
Hi, I don't know where to look. Hi. I'm like,
How are you feeling? Is this like kind of like new to you? Is it different?
Okay, I'm gonna be real. I feel like, in 5th grade I had a YouTube channel, and I feel like I'm back in that. I feel like I'm back there.
I love it. I love it.
And then I immediately canceled it when my friends found out. I was like, bye.
Secondhand embarrassment.
Yeah.
It's over. A couple days ago, Lizzie and I went to watch a movie. We watched The Challengers with Zendaya and 2 men. And I feel like the yearning man
I
is
have
back.
no idea who they are.
Me neither. And like,
It doesn't matter, Zendaya.
yeah, it doesn't matter. Zendaya's in it. Okay, first of all, we were the only 2 people in this theater.
We needed to be the only people.
We needed that because I was screaming. At one point, I got
up and walked around. You started pacing. You started pacing.
Dude, that movie was so stressful. It was like, how would you even describe it? Kind of like a psychological romance thriller.
Yeah, it was like definitely psychological, like minefield.
Yes.
It's such a power play.
It was basically like Zendaya and kind of like this weird throuple where she was with the one guy and she was playing tennis. She hurts herself, and then the other guy ends up being there for her. She ends up breaking up with the other guy when she hurt herself. And then they ended up getting married and had a kid. We still don't know if the kid is theirs or the other guy's.
Theories,
because they kind of played around with that. Like, the yearning man is back in movies, and I'm kind of loving it. I really like that actor.
We need sensitive men back.
I think so, too.
And we're muscle
Mommies.
Yeah,
Muscle
I'm
daddies.
like muscle mommies. I'm like, they're not mommies.
I feel like in my past, I always wanted, like, an asshole boy addict. But, like, now I'm like, no. Like, I feel like it's a rite of passage as a
That's the most
teen.
toxic relationship anyone has ever been in. It's basically like getting baptized into relationships.
Yeah, you're like,
Unfortunately.
it's like your boot camp. It's training for real life.
That's preschool.
Yeah.
That's pre-K.
Have you been in any, like, toxic relationships? I feel like we haven't really talked about, like, there's a lot of stuff we haven't talked about because we're really good friends, but we haven't spent so much time together where we know all of, like, our lore. But I personally love that because then we could just
Yeah,
get
we
it
can
all
just
in.
spill it.
Yes.
We can even, like, pull out, like, a little hat that has, like, names in it, and we just, like, go over trauma together.
Wait, I love that. Can we do that?
Yeah.
I would love that.
I'm down for a hat pool of trauma.
Oh my God, I
We
love
can call
you.
it the pool of trauma.
I love you so much.
I got you.
That's amazing. I'm tearing up. That's such a good idea.
Oh my God, you are. Aw.
I love you.
I didn't grab any napkins from Chipotle.
Chipotle. So you just told me that someone got shot.
Yeah. At Chipotle because they didn't fill up their burrito or bowl enough.
That's crazy.
So they shot him. They shot the worker.
Oh my gosh. That's insane. Like, imagine the type of headspace a person has to be in. I mean, maybe they're, like, mentally ill or whatever, but, like, to do something like that over a bowl.
Sometimes I relate, though. Like,
yeah, I'm like, fill that shit up.
literally, like, this is why I can't own a gun. It wouldn't end well for me or anyone around me. Like,
I still can't own a gun.
I know my limits. Butter knife it is, only.
I still can't own a gun for 2 more years because I went to the psych ward 3 years ago. Okay, wait, actually, yeah. Have you ever been in any toxic relationships or like?
Yeah, my first relationship actually, like
Okay.
8th grade, like literally my first relationship. Like I lost my virginity to this mother. Yeah, still regret that, but
Did you ever feel like drawn to the toxicity?
yeah,
Almost?
yeah. I was like, yeah, I want someone that's kind of like hood to them, but hood is like Auburn greens. Like I don't.
Auburn is crazy. Like, there's a lot of different friend groups that kind of have like.
Like ties attached to each other. Everyone that you meet knows someone that you know.
Yep.
Like, I literally work at a tanning salon, and I'm like, I'm meeting people's mother right now. I know your son or daughter.
You're like, I know your son got chlamydia from this person. And it's like.
Perhaps.
One time I called, and I'll bleep her name, but you remember.
Yeah.
I called her the local chlamydia plug.
That is horrible.
I know, but she was horrible to me. She was so awful to me. That's like the only person I've almost fought. Like I'm not a fighty person, but like,
yeah,
she deserves a good little smack, smack
okay.
across the face. Toxic relationships are so fucked up.
They are.
I feel like they rewire your brain chemistry forever. Like they basically produce brain rot.
They really do. Like I couldn't trust anyone after that. Like
Yes.
this mother was horrible. Okay, I was only with him for 3 months. Literally, the time that it took me to lose my virginity, after we fucked, he left me. That's the only thing that he wanted. I didn't know for 3 months.
That's horrible.
Right? And then so after like that all happened, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after that happened, he would like text me. He's like, yeah, my dad just got out of jail. You better watch out. And he was like, I will send after you. Can I walk home?
What?
I walked home. My mom's a single mother. She ain't got time to pick me up. So I would walk home from like my fucking middle school all the way to like my house apartment. Poor. But yeah, it was honestly like mentally like fucked.
Yeah.
Like obviously like he's full of shit. And I know that now. But like then I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna get jumped every time I walk.
It shouldn't be a common thing for a man to be like, I'm gonna jump you. I'm gonna get my cousins to jump you. Like
Yeah.
I know people. I've had 3 guys in my lifetime tell me that they're either gonna jump me or get a girl to jump me.
This is why I need a gun.
Exactly.
If I get a gun, I will shoot myself. I'm sorry. Yeah, I cannot own a gun.
I get that. One bad day and I'm just.
Yeah.
It's over. I love
one
that
fucking
you-
Karen, I will kill myself in front of them so they feel bad.
Oh my God! You know what happened to me today? So, I was working the window at work. So first of all, this lady comes up and she's very nice, and I'm talking to her. I'm just like being myself. I'm like, "How's your day going?" Like da da da. And she's like, "Oh, I love your accent. Where are you from?" And I go, "Humboldt County, California." Like. And she's like, I love your accent. And so then I felt like I had to keep up this like country-esque accent. So I was like overselling it because I didn't want her to feel embarrassed.
Yeah.
And then this guy came up and I'm like, okay, you ordered blah, 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 right? Because I have to repeat the order back. And he's like, think. He just yells, think at me. And I'm like, I'm just standing there like, I just accepted it.
That's fucking horrible.
I know. I was like, yeah, I was like, did you order blah, blah, blah? And he's like, think. And
maybe he has like Tourette's.
okay, that's what I had to believe to like keep myself sane.
Whatever, he has Tourette's.
Yes.
He confuses words.
Exactly.
Yes is think.
I would like to talk about our old friend group. And I'm not talking about like the new people.
Which old friend group? Because there's a lot.
Okay, so I'll believe names and everything, but like the of it all,
Oh, yeah.
the of it all, the
Oh yeah, I
it's
love.
fine.
I don't really fuck with
Yeah.
constantly like literally shits on her.
Yes,
He cheats on her in front of her,
yeah,
and I think she's a good person. She deserves
she
better.
is. She is. I
I literally invited her to Ricky's party. And I was like, "You're more than welcome to come," but no one else.
yeah. And I talked at the party, and she was so kind to me, and I will always have love for her, always.
Yeah. My drunk ass literally pulled her aside. I was like, how are you? Like, is he still like with you?
Yeah, and I just always see them fighting, and she is such a good person.
Yeah.
And I do wish the best for her, but Do you remember the era when last summer, when I was like living at his house with
That was like literally like that house was always full.
Yeah. It's worse than a frat
That shit was the
house.
Brady Bunch.
Oh
like,
my God, yeah. It was like the Brady Bunch and like the Addams Family mixed up, and it was really scary. And like what I realized, did you hear my stomach growl?
Yeah. I was like,
sorry.
That was mine.
Dude, living in that house was purgatory. Like, they were basically all pirates. All they did was drink and steal. Like
That's true. That's hella true.
Right? And like, I know, even if they heard me say that, they'd probably agree.
They'd be like, yeah.
Yeah.
We're pirates. What's good? They would own it. They would like make it like a joke, like a running joke.
Dude, I think living there was like the worst period of my life. But you were always so supportive. You and all the girls, because I remember when, and this is crazy. I haven't talked about this on the podcast yet, because I have respect for family, so I just chose not to like talk about him. But like at this point, that man put me through so much bullshit.
When you told me that he showed up at your work like constantly because like you were ignoring him, I was like, that's a red flag. That's actually an orange flag for him. Like that's orange.
Yeah. Because
he's a ginger.
Yep. And yeah, I had to call the cops on him because he kept showing up to my work and like screaming at me and crying, and I basically got
not the man baby, the man tantrum.
No, literally. I'm like, are you 5? Are you 5? Don't
like,
come to my
I'm
work.
5.5.
I know, literally. But he went to jail for like the 3rd time over the summer. He didn't, literally. And this is all alleged, and legally I'm joking, and all this is made up, just in case he sues. He went to jail for like the 3rd time over the course of, I think we were together for like 4 months, and it was because he didn't show up to court and all that, so they came to get him and stuff. But he told everyone that it was all worked out, and he was just like ignoring his problems, and then the cops came and took him away. And this man goes to jail, all right? And he gives me his phone and like gives me his password, and he's like, keep my phone on you so I can call you from jail. I haven't paid my phone bill in 11 months.
Slay. Let's make it a year.
No, absolutely. I haven't heard from the IRS. I think I'm like free.
You're not paying your taxes?
I'm paying my taxes, but I have a debt for my phone bill that's like $300. And
that's cute.
Yeah. Just girl things.
Just sell feet pics to pay off your phone bill.
No, I want to. I wish.
I need to find someone that will just do feet pics.
Yes.
Nothing else.
Yeah. If you talk to those guys, if they're giving you money, they expect so much of you. Almost like a job. No. No, literally.
I'll take off that sock very slowly. I'll take that off.
I would do some crazy like I would like rub my feet in peanut butter and jelly and like start like a feet only pants and like do like crazy stuff.
I will pluck my toe hairs one by one.
Someone has to be into that out there.
Someone has to.
Like you already know. Like people are into some kinky stuff.
They really are. Is it kinky or is it just weird?
Up for debate.
Yeah.
But this man goes to jail, gives me his phone. That night, I watch all 4 of his cats. I go to work the next day. I went to work the next day, and I have this man's phone, right? And this named keeps Snapchatting him, all right? This girl would always Snapchat him, and I'd be like, oh, like, who is that? And he'd just act really, really weird. And you know how he's like a 2 out of 10, and I'm like a 7. So, like, this girl was like a 9. Like, this girl was like really, really hot. But I think she's kind of known to be a hoe.
You can't be fine and then be a hoe. Like, that just knocks you down.
It keeps like popping up on his phone, and I'm like, I'm just gonna do a little half slide and do a little look-see, see what she's saying. I open and it's all these saved voice memos that she has sent him. I'm like listening to all these voice memos. I'm sitting there at work. No one else is in the smoke shop. I'm listening, and this girl is saying the most sexual, like
down bad
sex hotline being like, oh, like, I don't like tall guys. Like, I like short guys. Like, because he's short. He was 5'8". And saying all stuff. And then she's like, oh, I like the knife. So I'm wondering if he sent him sent a video of him with a knife. She just sounded so, like, sex hotline-esque. And I know that's not her real voice.
She's on the sex hotline for free.
Yeah. No, literally.
She's not getting paid to do it. There's jobs out there that would love some sex hotline girls to, like, be on the phone.
Literally, I'm like, girl, go get that bag. Don't go after other people's mans. But honestly, I'm glad she did because it was an eye-opener. And so I'm sitting there
like, how
reading
can you
all
be
these voice
desperate and be a
memos.
hoe? Pick a struggle.
Literally, pick a struggle. And I'm just sitting there shaking, just with anger, listening to all these, just like crying, right? Worst part is I can't even call this man and cuss him out because he's in jail. Yeah, I have to wait for him to call me. So finally, like, I think like an hour later, I finally get a call from him. So he like went through bookings and like all that. I just start like going off on him, and he has an excuse for every single thing. So I like half forgive him. It's like
in the back of your head.
Yes. Yeah. I'm like, okay, we'll talk
bookmark
about it when
shit.
you get out of jail. Exactly. A little bookmark. I go to pick this man up from jail a couple days later, all right? Pull up to the jail. This man is like out in the street with his shirt off, just like freaking out.
Looks like Edward in Twilight because it's that he's literally sparkling.
No, literally, he's so white it blinds my eyes. So I pick him up. He gets in my car. Immediately, he starts an argument with me. We go to the gas station. I get gas, and I start bringing it up because I'm like, I'm not talking about this.
Yeah,
He's
pull
like,
that bookmark.
I just got out of exactly. He's like, I just got out of jail. Like, why are you talking about this? I'm gonna get out of this car and leave right now. I'm like, okay. So he gets out of the car, and I'm like, he was being so rude to me. He was being so rude, and I was so excited to see him, even like with everything.
Yeah.
And he's outside, and I start driving away because he told me to, and this man jumps on the hood of my car.
What the?
In front of all the gas station people. Like, everyone's watching this.
What the?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's actually crazy.
It's so insane. And
Dude, put him back in jail.
No, I was like,
what the fuck?
Lock him back up.
No, literally. Like, return
crazy.
him.
Yeah.
Refund him. That's actually wild. If a man jumps on my car, trust me, I'm slamming the shit out of my brakes, and he's gonna go flying, and then I run him over.
No, yeah, that's what I should have done. But I was so...
I mean, if you ran him over, it probably would have been manslaughter, and you probably would have been in jail with him, but like, in a separate department.
It's true.
But hey, I mean...
It honestly probably would have been
6
worth
months
it.
and some probation.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I could say it was self-defense.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a
3
white
months
woman.
in probation then.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like, you can't drive like that.
And so then he gets back in the car. We drive back to Auburn. We argue the whole way. All right.
Romantic.
And when he was in jail, he's like, finally we like make up, right? He's like, I wrote this poem for you in jail. It was the worst poem ever.
That is so ghetto.
I know.
That is so fucking ghetto. If a man wrote me a poem in jail, he can go back. He can go say that for his boys over there. I know damn well he dropped the soap.
I would not be surprised, honestly. With my track record with dating gay men. God. Okay, so anyways, we got back and we kind of made up, and he made a whole list of like everything he wanted to do when he's out of jail. He's like, I'm gonna finally take you on a date. The man never took me on a date.
Took you to McDonald's
the whole time. Well, that's the thing. We never even made it to the date. He's like, I'm gonna plan a really special date tonight. Like, I'm gonna make everything up to you. Like, everything's gonna be okay. Like, I love you. Blah blah blah. Right. This is where you come into the story.
Hi.
The night of the party with you and Ricky. It was the one where I was walking around crying, holding a
bottle of tequila.
Yeah.
And we pulled you in the room, and I'm like, leave him. Was it that one?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm like, you're better than him. Dump that trash.
I needed that more than ever. I needed a friend who, like, you were such a good friend for that, because I needed to hear that in my brain.
You look so drained. You're glowing right now, just so you know. Like, you and your, I don't remember your name.
Jordan.
There, thank you. I'm like, Tesla dude.
No, exactly.
He's in real estate. You and Jordan, like, you're literally glowing. I literally went up to him drunk as fuck, and I was like, thank you for dating Megan. You two are glowing together.
That's so
like,
sweet. And
this is like the healthiest like mental state you've been in with a dude. I've only known you for about like 2 years.
I'm such a serial dater because in the past I was so scared of being alone, but you really made me like realize that why am I crying over a man? I should not be crying over a man every single day. That's not healthy. It's not okay. And also at that party, do you remember he ignored me the whole time?
Yeah.
And like, because I was at work. I got off at 10 p.m. and he's like, oh, I don't want to do the date tonight because like Lizzie and Ricky are throwing a party and I'm already drunk. And he told me he wasn't going to drink anymore. And I was like, all right, f this. I'm going to the party. I'm going to have a good time.
Almond milk and tequila.
Almond milk and tequila. You already know.
Every time I have almond milk and tequila, I throw up like a motherfucker.
Really?
I turn into a fire hydrant. Like, I'm throwing up.
Oh, no. Yeah, you really
it.
helped me that night. Like,
Yeah.
I want you to know that how much I appreciate you for that.
I got you.
And also, like, I've always wanted, like, I know we're not super, super close, but I've always wanted a friend like you.
Yeah.
And the fact that you could see that I'm glowing and, like, care so much, like, you're just amazing. And
yeah.
I've had such bad luck with girl best friends.
I don't want to see another boy hurt you. Remember how crushed you were after Ricky? Crushed is a little dramatic.
Girl.
Don't you think I loved you too much?
I've been trying to like expand like my group because like I love Janae and Sequoia, but like I need more friends.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Because then then we just get drained of each other.
Yeah. I get that. I feel like my stomach.
Dude, your stomach sounds like someone's in another mic over here and is like.
There's a bear on set. There's just a bear growling on set. I'm like, what is that?
And literally, like, every time it happens, I literally look around because I don't know where it's at. That's scary.
After that night, I realized that my peace, even though I was so lonely, and that's why I didn't want to leave that friend group, dude. Because obviously they have so much fun 10% of the time.
They have so much fun only when they're consuming alcohol.
Yes.
So it's not real fun. It's literally, like, fabricated.
Yes.
It's fabricated. And that's also why I like stopped hanging out that group because I'm like, I don't want to be fucked up all the time. Like it's not fun.
I've been like posting on, I've been having a lot of like body dysmorphia issues lately and like,
you look great.
Thank you.
Like you see, like when you post after the gym, I'm like, fuck, I want to work out. God damn.
But I will say like, I gained more weight than I wanted to. And I've been really, really insecure about it. And I've been posting my Snapchat stories, though, and I've had friends, like, slide up and be like, you look so healthy. And then I'm like, what does that mean? And then I'm looking at pictures from when I was friends with that group. And, you know, all they were doing was drugs and drinking. And I was anorexic. I looked anorexic. I had no color. Like, I looked like I was dying. And
you looked, like, dull washed out.
Yeah.
Like, you're glowing now. You're in your own, like, skin, you know?
Thank you. That means so much to me. You are too, and I know you work at a tanning salon.
I'm fake. I tan.
So you mentioned that there was a dancing plague.
So I think it was in France, somewhere from European. These people would get sick, and they would literally dance till the grave. Like they would die. They would die dancing because they were so overexhausted that they would just like dance and then fall over.
And then like the more people that danced, the more people would join them, right? So that's kind of like
they would,
mass hysteria.
Yeah. You ever seen, like, the last Shrek where they're all, like, they're, like, boogieing out? That's basically what happened. Like, they were just,
I love that reference. That's so good.
I got you.
So it's also kind of like pack mentality. And I can relate that to that old friend group. Because we would do things and it was like pack mentality. But you know what's the best karma of all? After I left that group and that man... His house got raided by the SWAT.
For real.
His house got raided.
For real. That was crazy. I didn't know, like, exactly what happened. I was talking to Gio, and he was like, yeah, house just got raided. And I was like, how do you know? He's like, I literally saw a fucking armored up Honda Civic pull up to his house. They literally shot beanbag things, like, all up in his fucking walls, all up on his door. Like, I felt bad for his cats. Like, that's the only thing I was thinking about. I was like, are his cats okay?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one thing I was thinking about, too. Because like you have to imagine they would hear all like the loud banging. It's
And
so
hear,
scared.
like,
I told you before the podcast, but I was addicted to Bumble. If you've been watching this, y'all know I've been addicted to Bumble.
I love your Bumble stories.
Dude, they're
Like,
the
I
best.
literally feel like a little kid, like, watching Grandpa going, tell me some more stories.
Dude, I told you about the guy who I picked up, and he said my car smelled like weed. Whipped a U-turn, I took his back home. Like,
Your
I live
car-
in here.
Your car smelling like weed isn't even that bad. Like, if someone's car smells like old food.
Then it's bad. Dude, to be honest, after I stopped living in my car smelled like dead, moldy food. Because I lived in it, and it was like...
Get in your car, burn it, double it and pass to the next person.
Set it on fire. Okay, so I'm going to read you some Bumble messages from my lifetime. So on Bumble, like, you have to slide into the guys. So, because before it was the girls always had to make the first move, otherwise the match would go away. But now the boys can message the girls first because everyone
Man,
was
they
like,
took away my freedom on that hoe.
took away our power.
Yeah.
All right, so I matched with this guy named Chase, and I said, I feel your pain. I got banned from Tinder for no reason. Bumble has better vibes, though. Because in his bio, he said he got banned from Tinder. I got banned from Tinder as well. And he said, there had to have been a reason. And I said, well, I had a stalker, and I reported him on Tinder because he wouldn't leave me alone, and he got my account banned somehow. And he said, you sure it wasn't you? And then I said, I feel like you're gaslighting me. And he said, nah, you're crazy. And I said, okay, sociopath. Okay, after I said, okay, sociopath, he sent me his Snapchat and said, here, so I can gaslight you a little more.
Okay, he kind of smooth with it. He kind of smooth with
W-Riz.
it. No, literally.
Isn't that crazy?
I'd be like, okay, that's crazy though.
Right?
That's crazy. That's a mind game right there.
It really is. It was like a psychological thing.
You know what's crazy is y'all literally had an argument like a fully couple right now.
Literally. And like
In the span of like 3 messages.
yeah.
That's crazy.
People are crazy.
Bumble's a different breed. Online dating is a different breed.
It really
They
is.
like bring out the worst in everyone.
They do. And like it's really such like dopamine. Like it's giving you validation. It's giving you dopamine.
You're like, yeah, you like me. You swiped on me. You want this.
Yup. And then it's like never talk to them.
Yeah.
But I live for the validation.
I kind of want to like check my messages on there and have to like talk to Ricky before I do. I just want to know. I love so many people on Red on there. I was like, you're weird.
And then this guy named Tim messaged me on Tinder after I got unbanned and said,
Tim is such a grown ass name. Like, was he like when he was a baby? Did they call him Tim or did they call him Timothy? Like, I can't imagine like a baby named Tim.
yeah, that's
Hey
kind of weird.
Tim, what's up, dog?
It's like a grandpa. It's like dad vibes.
Literally, he probably wore like overalls and like already had like a beer belly going on, full facial beard, but no hair on top. It all just went down to his beard.
Hillbilly starter pack. I matched with him and he said, whoa, you matched with the sociopath and psychopath again. I forgot which one you diagnosed me with. Laugh emoji.
Wait, is that the?
It's like, so I talked to him before and we FaceTimed and we kind of talked. I attracted so many narcissists and sociopaths. I'm writing a book right now. I've been writing a book for the last like year and a half about my 3-year relationship with a diagnosed sociopath when I was ages 15 to 18 with an older guy. And
That's horrible.
Oh my God, it was so, dude. So he would come to my house and clip his fingernails so that he could go finger another girl.
What?
Mm-hmm. Isn't that some sociopath?
He's like, don't worry,
fucked up
baby.
shit?
You get these fucked up fingers, but the other one, they're slick.
No,
like,
no,
that's fucked up.
It was very weird. He even like did it in front of my mom and then like left. Like he literally came over to clip his fingernails. And he would do like really weird stuff like that. And he was like the most popular senior at the high school. And like everyone knew him as like life of the party, like so charismatic. But sociopaths are so fucking charismatic and so intriguing. And at that time, the headspace I was in was I never wanted to be home because all my mom and I did was fight. All she did was drink and do drugs and fall asleep on the toilet with her head forward. I never wanted to be home.
Yeah.
And so if an older guy was inviting me to a party as a 15-year-old and he's a senior.
We need to stop older men.
First night I hung out with him. all of these seniors came up to my locker. I felt so cool, by the way. You know I felt so fucking cool.
Yeah, you were repping that shit. You're like, yeah, what's good?
Exactly. But now when I look back, I'm like, oh, that's horrible. All these seniors came up to my locker and was like, are you hanging out with? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, you need to, like, be careful. But no one ever gave me a reason. Like, I would ask why.
At least they, like, gave, like, a warning, but not, like, why wasn't it in depth? Like, come on.
Yeah. It's kind of like, have you seen the show You?
I live under a rock. I literally watch, like, the British baking show.
I love that show. That's what I watch when I'm, like, scared high. Like, when I get too high off the bomb.
Dude, I want to eat everything on that fucking screen. Like,
me too. I'm like, I want to make it.
I can't own a gun, but I can bake.
Real. Do you remember the Russian guy I dated?
Yeah. Did he eat my croissants?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember I was like, yeah, I fed you my croissant.
And when he was mad at me, he would scream at me in Russian.
Like, getting screamed out in Russian.
It was crazy. Now when I hear Russian in public, I'm like,
you just had to scream at him in like Ukrainian.
Yeah. He was Ukrainian and Russian, and he spoke both, which is interesting.
Bilingual.
Yeah. Trilingual.
Trilingual.
But he was such a car guy.
What's up with the Russians and like cars?
And the
Russians
tracksuits.
And bears.
But like right before we broke up, he was like, let me like fix your brakes for you. Like I'm so good. Like, and I'm like, well, I kind of want
Honestly,
like a
I would love that.
Well, yeah.
I would love if someone offered to fix my brakes.
Oh yeah.
Or like even change my oil.
Real.
And like even fill up my car with like coolant or.
I love me a car guy, but not a car guy that wants to fuck his car.
Wait, are you talking about like my strange addictions where like this dude's literally on the ground like fucking his car, or like a dude that loves his car so much that he can give two fucks about like less than you and he puts his car like up above?
Yes.
Ew.
Yeah. I don't like that. It's like, it's weird to me. It's like, okay, do you want to fuck your car and like not me? Like, what's up?
You're territorial, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. So he did my brakes, and like we got in an argument about it because like, oh, like I kind of want to have someone professional do it, and he's like, why would you think I'm not a professional? Like I've done BMWs, I've ripped apart. You know what? He didn't have an accent. Okay. Like he didn't even sound like.
I kind of was hoping that he would like argue.
That would make it so much better, to be honest with you. And so the man does my brakes, right? Then we break up, and then I go
literally break up.
Literally. Foreshadow.
Literally.
And then I go to like get my car looked at for like new tires. And the guy literally tells me, he goes, did someone like do your brakes for you? I was like, oh yeah, my ex-boyfriend did them. And he's like, well, whoever did these wanted you dead because they didn't screw on a bunch of bolts and like these tires could have blown up at any moment. And I was riding around like that for like several months, almost a year.
Dude, that's like attempted murder.
Yeah, that man wanted me dead. And honestly.
That's charges.
Yeah, I wish.
Get that bank. That's fucking crazy.
Isn't that crazy? Like
that's like a lot to absorb.
Have you ever been in a relationship or even been best friends with someone who like wanted you dead and like hated you but was like best friends with you or like in a relationship with you?
But I have not reached that level of toxicity.
I've had girl best friends in the past who were so narcissistic. Well, for a long time I attracted narcissists and sociopaths because both of my parents are narcissists and I grew up in that environment. So that feeling that narcissists and sociopaths gave me of like the danger and like the unknown and like maybe being like rude to me or whatever, it made me feel safe because that's all I knew growing up.
Yeah, that's like your comfort zone, unfortunately.
Which is so fucked up because you almost have to rewire your brain into being like, okay, I need to be with someone safe so I can actually feel safe and not a weird comfortability of this toxicity.
You want to be uncomfortable.
It's so weird, like the brain and everything. Well, what was your childhood like?
My mom was poor. My dad and my mom, they divorced when I was like 3 or 4. So I lived with my mom, and my mom was like, I don't know, she was in like her 30s, like late 20s, early 30s when she had me. She's a young mom. She likes to party, okay? So, like, I do remember, like, being at home a lot by myself with my older brother. So I guess I wasn't by myself. But she was like, no, you guys had a babysitter. I do not remember a babysitter.
Like
being locked. I remember being locked in her room. Like,
oh, my God.
I had my older brother. It was cool. I was 4. You know, I was living my best life. Yeah, I just had, like, a poor childhood. Like, the holidays were amazing. You know why? Because I get to go to Kmart and Walmart and look at all the holiday, like, the Christmas decoration. I literally was talking to, like, my coworkers about this. I was like, this was, like, my, like, joy of, like, my childhood.
So I know, like, a lot of people who like have had similar situations to you can be like, I hate holidays, like I hate Christmas, like it reminds me of like the things I never got, but the fact that you found like a little piece of light in that
now they took Kmart away from me, so now I get to look at their holiday decorations.
Bring Kmart back.
No, for real. I deserve it. I deserve a childhood.
you deserve to.
But yeah, no, my childhood was pretty healthy, which I'm grateful for. Sorry for those who are less fortunate.
Well, I'm not going to confine to the rules of Mormon capitalism.
Yeah.
Did you know that Rosa Parks was alive when Mean Girls and Shrek came out?
Yeah.
That's what
I had to think about that. Like, I thought, like, you meant, like, they were alive when Shrek came out. I was like when Rosa Parks wasn't old, when she was young, I was like, there's no way. I'm like, that's fucking cat.
Isn't that crazy?
Dude, he's staring in my soul.
Dude, you know how I got him? He appeared in my closet one day. I have no idea where the fuck he came from.
Honestly, I love that. I thought you kind of got him from, like, a fair or, like, a claw game machine, because he kind of gives that vibe.
He does. He does give.
But, like, in the best way. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad vibe.
When I found him in my closet, he had a needle on the back of his head. Like, I'm talking heroin needle. It's probably my mom's, but still. Like,
Pablo.
No, yeah, I was like,
Pablo.
That's why he's so f***ed up. Bro's on heroin. I really trusted you if I go to the movie theaters with you, because I have always had a fear of movie theaters growing up.
What caused this fear?
So I think it's because, okay, so I was playing hide and seek when I was young with friends, and I got locked in a closet during hide and seek, and they couldn't find me because I was under all these blankets in a dark closet, and then they locked me in from the outside, like someone did, and I started screaming, and I was like, let me out. It was so dark and scary, and so I feel like that event triggered it to, like...
Because the movie theaters are dark?
Yes. And I feel claustrophobic. Like, I get really scared.
Yeah.
So, a lot of the times I won't go unless, like, I'm with someone who, like, I trust. If I don't feel anxiety around them,
I mean,
I'll
on
go.
the trust level.
After the Challengers movie, the silent ride home was fucking crazy.
Silent ride home was crazy.
It was crazy, dude.
That was crazy.
No music.
No nothing. Like, literally just, like, driving.
Yeah. Okay, so I know we talked about this when I was recording, like, a little Mongo vlog.
Yeah, the Mongo vlog was fire. We literally saw
good.
some grown-ass white men try to fight in, like, at an intersection.
Yes, it was amazing.
It was fire.
It was like WWE.
Literally.
And I guess, like, I just wanted to, like, give an update because you were, like, the person at my 21st birthday party, the girl, my ex-best friend who stole $1,000 from me on my birthday, you were such a G because didn't you notice that her energy was off?
I did. I was like, why is she trying to leave so early?
Yeah.
Because I got there I got there pretty late, and then at 10 she was like, yeah, and I want to leave, and you already told me that you wanted to stay the night.
Yeah.
And then
I'll bleep him out because I'm actually scared of him. He
called, and I don't because my best friend, her boyfriend, when he like calls and is like, what's up with what is he doing? Da, da, da.
That's scary.
It is not a like good feeling of like, why do you want to know where he is?
Yeah.
Why do you want to know this? It is very like, I don't know, kind of two-faced in a way to me. Like, it feels very
psychotic,
disgusting.
Yeah.
Like,
he's scary. He gives really bad vibes. Like, I've never felt like comfortable.
Yeah.
Around him.
The one time that I did walk in his house barefoot, though, like, I literally stepped in dog piss, and that was disgusting.
Dude, there's pee everywhere.
Well, I didn't even walk barefoot. I literally had my socks on, and then my socks were wet.
That's the worst, dude.
So I learned my lesson, and I haven't been back there since.
It's a shit
when
show.
Called asking where she is and when she's going to be there, I was like, this feels very even weird.
It felt like something was going on.
Yeah. And I just didn't know what was going on. Then you, like, called me that night, and you're like, hey, I'm missing a whole bunch of money. And I'm like, you're like, I think it was out. There's no one else it could have been.
Yeah. And if you guys want to hear, like, the full lore, a couple podcasts ago, I talk about it. And then the podcast before that, she was on my podcast. So
embarrassing.
It's so embarrassing. I'm like, you're really...
Why would you do that?
Yeah, I'm like, you're really going to do that to me? And then, like...
Till this day, she denies that shit.
She does. And I'm like, girl, you're
she
working overtime.
She was mad that I didn't invite her to Ricky's birthday. And I'm like, I don't want my shit stolen. Like,
yeah.
Like, obviously, I don't have any cash. because like I'm a hardcore credit debit user.
Hell yeah.
Because like I like tap to pay. She literally was like, I didn't steal no fucking money. And I'm like, I didn't even accuse you of stealing money. Like, I didn't even bring that up. I just said, sorry, Megan's going to be there. You can't come.
Yeah.
And she's just like, I didn't steal no fucking money. Like, immediately. And I was like,
guilty.
Whatever. You brought it up, not me.
Yeah, dude. And that screams guilt. Like, that's crazy.
It honestly just sounds like just drug obsession. Because I literally talked to a coworker about it.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, that's drug money. And I was like, yeah, that is drug money. Like, that's literally what she used it for.
And she was always snorting. She was always snorting Vyvanse, Molly. She was always drinking. Coke. She was doing everything. And, like, I'm over here, like, having her live. I let her live at the cabin with me.
Y'all were, like, homeless together.
Exactly.
Y'all went through it.
We went through it together, and so I was like, this is awesome.
She
like,
couldn't see you rise.
Exactly. And we were closest when I was doing bad. That's when she would, like, be there for me. She would never bring me up. She would always bring me down. And after that...
And that's because it's a very toxic relationship that feeds off of negativity.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
And like, I trauma bonded with her. And honestly, everyone that I've ever trauma bonded with, it became a toxic, negative relationship. Mm-hmm. And that's why, like, I love our friendship so much, even though, like, it's new still. Yeah. And, like, even, like, Jordan, like, our relationship, like, and it's not based off of a trauma bond. And I love that.
It's really not, like, at all.
And, like, we'll joke about trauma, but I love it so much.
Oh, I fucking love joking about trauma. I love dark humor.
Yes, me too.
Dark humor is what, like, gets me through my day. Yes. I finally figured out where to put my mic to actually, like, I fucking did it.
Let's go.
I'm fucking doing it.
Lizzie, thank you so much for coming today. This was awesome. And I
fucking loved it. Love being here.
Yeah, I know. We're going to have you back. You did. Slay. You killed it.
I finally figured out how to fix my mic at the end of it.
Let's go. Hey, better late than never.
For real.
Yeah. All right. Yo!
Wait, what did I play?
The fucking...
Classic Phil. Podcast is officially back. I'm gonna be honest, like a schedule again. It's gonna be super fun. We're gonna have Lizzie back a lot. I can already tell you're gonna be back.
I hope the mic like hurt.
Thank you guys for listening, and subscribe to my vlog channel. I make vlogs. Check out Phil and Pod Dogs and Lizzie. I can link your Instagram below if you'd like.
I haven't been on my Instagram in like 3 years. It is dead. It is cobwebs.
It's so cute though.
I do post stories that are like mind your posture with like a little shrimp or some shit. Like I post the weird shit on there.
Next episode, I'm going to have a very special sponsor. Something I'm very excited about. Yeah, I hope y'all have a great day. Cheers, Buccaneers. This has been Your Friends Podcast with Lizzie and Phil. And you all have a great rest of your day. And I'll see you next time.
Yeah.
All right, we out.